We are live. Let me add the fellas to the stage. They have my co-host Duck.
What up, my family? How's everybody today?
How you doing, brother?
Oh man, it's a beautiful, blessed day. Just hot as hell in Vegas.
I was about to say I seen that post, 111. That sucks.
100. Matter of fact, it dropped from 112 to 111 as I took that picture.
Oh damn. Right.
Yeah,
Well,
we
we got.
hit one. You got
Go
what?
ahead.
Did you get some coolness coming in, or are you still hot
Oh
and
yeah,
humid as hell?
we just got a little bit of a cold front just come in. Actually, like I won't say cold, but it's definitely cooler today. Like it just came through probably like an hour and a half or so ago. Yeah.
We're setting, like I said, we're setting at 111. That wind's kicking it, man. It feels like a blast furnace out there.
Damn, I bet.
Where that,
Well,
I mean, as dry as it is, no humidity. I mean, like convection oven.
oh, man. All right. Well, I see we got a guest waiting in the backstage here. We got Patrick joining us again today, and we're gonna
Yeah,
pull him on
and
now.
Katsu being sick, man, I feel for the brother. I mean, I hope he
Yeah.
does better.
Yeah, I
Truly, I
hope it
do.
gets better soon and
I hope
everything.
Katsu gets to doing better, dude. The emergency room. I know guys like me, you, and Katsu. We don't like emergency rooms. We don't like doctors. We don't like them people, man. We don't even trust them. And Patrick's going, nope, 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 nope. Patrick's one of us too, man. We
Yeah,
don't trust them assholes.
not ever since they fucked up my spine. I don't have faith in the hospitals anymore. They don't do
I
their
agree.
job properly. They do more of a issue than they do solving it.
Yep. Yeah. It's a whole fucking monopoly here. The way the insurance makes you play, and like, just like for instance, my wife, she tore her ACL, which is tore, and she's got Blue Cross Blue Shield insurance through her work. And so instead of the doctor, which the surgeon already knew that it was fucking tore, and the only way to fix it surgery, so they go tell Sam to go, oh, you need to go through therapy and go into therapy or whatever. And fucking therapy ain't gonna do shit for a torn in half fucking ACL, So they made her do 6 weeks of that bullshit, and then jump through some other hoops. Say, oh yeah, let's go ahead and schedule surgery. We knew you would need surgery. Well, if you knew you need fucking surgery, then why are we doing all this stupid shit, wasting money? Makes no sense.
Exactly, and that's why they did it. It's just to get more money. Just they knew what was going to end up happening, but just string the people along and get more money. It's criminal, really. It is.
Yep, sure.
It's it's past criminal, Patrick. It's past criminal, brother. What they do to us.
Yeah,
I mean,
and like Canada's got not getting no better. Like everybody thinks Canada's got free health care. No, man, no. That's a thing of the past.
Yeah. Yeah, shit, I was actually going to ask you about that. It's like, is that a myth, or like, what is the deal with the free healthcare? I put quotate because that ain't free.
No. So most things like checkups and everything, those are free. But like if you need like a big like surgery and stuff, you're paying at least 45 to 60% out of your pocket.
Damn, that's wild.
wow.
And when they say free, you always know there's a bunch of extra little shit in there. You better be reading some fine details and looking for shit.
Well, also, my daughter-in-law is from Germany, so they have a universal health care system. She don't like the way our insurance is run here. She's really not used to it and things like that about the deductibles and shit. But to be honest, she said I can get in doctors faster here than I can in Europe. When I was in Germany, it would take me longer to see a doctor than I do now here. And we're talking about a woman that has a degree in school teaching and is now working at a game store. She was in the cannabis industry because they wouldn't let her teach here in the United States. We're talking a licensed special needs teacher in Germany, dude.
What?
Where
That's
we
stupid.
need people, dude, that are good-hearted people, and they wanted her to go all the way back to school on this shit, dude. I'm telling you, that's how we wind up fucking up.
Yeah.
And
That's like the fucking the inner city schools here. They hire anybody. They don't give a fuck if you can teach or not. They just have somebody fill in the seat, man. That's what's going where the world's going wrong.
well,
They don't have any
it's
real teachers anymore. There
I
may be a
hate to
few.
tell you, brother, we're talking Las Vegas, Nevada. We're the same way. We're hiring people off the streets. Just as long as you got a high school diploma.
Yeah, that's wild, man.
And that could be questionable. No wonder
Yeah.
people don't want to send their kids to school anymore.
You ain't lying. I couldn't let you one up me like you did last week. I had to roll me a big old log this time.
Who what up you?
You did last week. I was in here when I brought some in to roll before we got started, and then it ended up being a little fucking pinner, and then you had a bat you was smoking on. So
Check this out. It's a dog walker, dude.
dog, yeah, I like them. I got these little.
No, bro, I couldn't smoke that whole damn thing if my life depended on it. It's diamond infused. It's set about 72 milligrams of THC, man. It's a banger, man. I've been enjoying that one.
Oh, Sam's wanting to know where your hat is, Doug. You're throwing her off.
Tell her it's too goddamn hot to be wearing a hat in Las Vegas. I'm sorry.
I was literally going to say that. Make sure you stay out of that sun, though. Don't want to get the top of your head burnt.
Bro, I'm underneath a shaded palm tree. You see that? That is shaded palm tree, my brother. This whole yard that at my friend's house, I'm helping them out. They've had a medical emergency. I'm helping clean the yard and stuff. This is about a half-acre yard, brother, in Las Vegas, and it could be paradise, bro. The people that had it before them dug the complete caliche out and replaced every bit of dirt in this yard, dude. It is complete living soil.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah, I heard you saying something about that yesterday or the other day. And
skid loader, the whole 9 yards to be cleaning. But I wish I could. I wish I could afford to buy the place from them because I could get it at a damn good price. If I could afford it, I would buy it and get out of that cheaply made cookie cutter home that I have.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, I would be in this in a heartbeat if I had the money because the living soil, the beds, it's got a greenhouse for wintertime, dude.
Nice.
It's got a greenhouse on the back of this sucker. And I don't have permission to show y'all, or I would be showing y'all, but I will show you the palm tree and the shade that I'm sitting under, not my normal out in the sun, beating down on my ass stuff. And I'm not allowed to smoke weed in the house.
Oh, okay.
Got an allergy.
I was wondering why you were sitting out in the heat smoking, but I get it.
Somebody's got weed allergy.
Oh. Sucks. It sucks for them.
Well, okay. We're not talking like an allergy. It fucks with the nasal and starts sneezing and shit like that. But loves edibles. Loves cannabis butter, loves cannabis oil, loves CBD oil, loves the plant completely. So that's a good thing.
Yeah. All right. Well, where did we leave off the last we were talking, Pat? What was your I guess your abduction experience, and then I think we were going to start talking about skinwalkers and stuff like that, or cryptids or something along those lines.
We covered a little bit of cryptids last week.
Yep, we sure did. So, whoever wants to kick
kind
it
of
off,
a touch and base.
Let's get it going. What was that,
All right,
Doc?
I'm gonna hear what Pat has to say about his experience with Skinwalker. I've never had anything like that. I've just heard howls that make the hair stand up on the back of your neck in the woods, and it don't sound like no animal.
Right.
Okay, so that part there is very true. Like, so like when I had my experience, and I was at my this is back about 3 or 4 years. I was at a friend's farm, and I'm looking out his door, because where you look out his back door and you could see like all the like acres and stuff and the farms and everything, and I'm standing there, and all of a sudden I see this black like walking mask walk from the barn right to the forest right near the barn. I'm like okay, I looked over again just to catch the like back half of it going into the forest. And I'm like, okay, I saw that. And about 5 to 10 minutes later, all you hear is this like loud, like high pitched like scream, but like nothing like an animal could make. It, like a like a screech, like a high pitched screech screaming. That's what it sounded like. And now, and that went, and that sound lasted for a good 2 minutes, just like straight. So about a couple hours went by, and we smoked outside. So like I'm back out on the patio, like like having a smoke and everything. And from the forest to the barn, all I see is like a wolf, like a wolf mass running towards the the, the barn. And about 20 minutes to 5 minutes later, again that sound. And I'm like, it
Yeah.
and the whole time that I spent the night, even during the night, like I would say on a good every hour to an hour and a half, like you could hear that sound.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And
So it was kind of lurking around then.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm
Never
just gonna
seen.
plant this phone face down, guys, and I will be right back in a second because I do have a question for you, Patrick. You
Okay.
guys go ahead. I'll be right back. I'm not stepping out. I'm just going to grab something.
Gotcha. Yeah. See, I've never seen anything like that. I had a couple experiences when I was younger. You know, at deer camp when we would go. I'd go with my dad and a bunch of other people, and see, we would hear like the coyotes at night. You know, we would hear like packs of them getting close to us, and they were doing all their howling and everything. And then I heard this loud like screech or I don't know how to explain it either, like a loud screech and a growl mixed together, and then next thing you know, the coyotes like fucked off completely. It was the quietest I've ever heard the deer camp ever, and I can remember like being
Yes,
9 or 10
Tony.
years old.
Yes, Tony. You have heard, I'm sure. Deer camps. Yes, brother. We know that deer camp shit.
And like I said, it just got so quiet, like still everything, and then like we heard a few more like screeching and sound. Like at first we thought maybe mountain lion or something like that, but where we were at, they're not in that area, and the only other thing was a bobcat, but it couldn't make the sounds that we were hearing, which is crazy. Like I remember being terrified at 10 years old, not wanting to go back to that.
You're talking parts of Arkansas, correct?
Yes. Yes. Like down by Lake Washita.
Bro, okay. I already know where you're at, bro. You just done gave yourself away, brother. You gave yourself away. We're gonna have to talk about this. We're gonna have to talk about this because you gave yourself away to me right then, Tony. And if you're part of the people I know, mad respect.
Yeah.
If your old man was part of the growers that I know out of that area, mad respect.
Yeah, he was pretty well known. He was one of their biggest.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. I'm sure we know some of the same damn people over in that area. That's all I can say because when you said that, I was like, oh my God, deer camp. Yes, because we get it. See, we would hunt in southwestern. I mean, we would hunt towards Arkansas. We had family over towards Arkansas in that area. Okay. And yeah, there's some creepy shit over in there.
Yeah.
And like you said, going to deer camp was a month spectacle, bro. We hunted everything from primitive bows and arrows to modern firearms. So we were getting deer throughout that whole season.
Yeah.
Because like you said, most people like us that live like us, that was a main source of protein for us.
Yep, you got that right. So, all right, what was that question you had for Pat before it gets out of your mind? We get off on a tangent talking about something else.
All right, Pat. When you said this thing was wolf-like, was he more spindly wolf or more like wolf-like man? Would it be like a wolf hybrid man, like almost like a werewolf type thing, walking up on two legs, or was it a four leg? That's the question.
It was on four legs, but it looked like it could walk on its hind legs. It looked like it could just.
I get what you're saying. Yes. You're not the only one that I've talked to that's seen a skinwalker. That's why the question. And was you close to Indian land is another question. Or was that Indian land at one time?
So where this person lived, the closest native land was 7.5 hours away.
Okay. But at one time, was it native land that you may know of from your history in Canada? Because I know that they had a big swath of land. And
so when I did the research on this, so from where the garage at my friend's house was, where the barn was to where the forest is, right down that middle, okay, at one time was native land. The land on this side where the forest is native land and was native land.
okay, that makes a lot of sense because that goes into skinwalkers being medicine men who have turned evil, who have done evil things. And so that's why the questions about that is because, I've never heard one, but I have talked to one person who's seen one, and he gave the same damn description you gave. He looked like he could walk on two legs, but he was on four legs, kind of like a high up in the ass end, like long legged, but crawling like a monkey type, ass end high, arms more low, kind of what we would do.
Yeah.
If we were on all fours and just bent over. So yeah, that does make a lot of sense. Wow, because we got to take in effect about these things, especially skinwalkers and them being possessed medicine men or Native Americans that turned completely evil and was changed because of black magic or dark arts. Uh, we got to research the land that we're setting on too if we see something weird because
Oh
it
yeah,
can date back to something that's past us. It's like we get into the UFO stuff about the Hopis and the Aborigines and everybody with the Starmen. It's the same way with your skinwalkers. I believe these creatures have been around for thousands of years. I mean, we even have Native American talk about Sasquatch. Really. It, so that's why the thing with the
good old
cryptid
Sasquatch.
stuff.
I knew that name was gonna be brought up.
Well, you know, you cannot talk about the skinwalker without talking about the squatch, man. And
No, like
quick,
no that.
quick one before we go to Stash Squatch, if we're going to shout out to Stash Squatch and Adam
Yeah.
Martinez. Welcome back, my brothers. I love you guys.
Yes, sir.
I got to meet them too in person, man, and I enjoyed myself so much with them too. It's one of the most memorable visits I have ever had with someone from the community, to be honest. Adam is an amazing individual, amazing grower, and I am so happy he's back. And I'm glad he's brought Stash Squatch back with him because he is a big part of the community. Both of them are. So,
Yes, sir.
Now, the one thing I will say about the Skinwalker, and it wasn't going the going in, but when it was coming back towards the barn, all you could smell is like the only thing I could compare the smell to is damp sulfur.
Yep.
right there. Right there. I was not even going to ask about that. I wasn't going to bring it up, but I've heard this. It smells like damp sulfur.
Yeah,
I've
but
encountered
see,
that a lot in the woods down when me and my brothers we'd run the woods, and when we were younger and shit, just playing around out there, and we would get this, like, the forest would go quiet, and we'd get that weird funky smell, that sulfur smell like you're talking about, and our hair would stand up on our neck, and we'd have to fucking hightail out of there. Like, we never knew what it was about or why. And then until I started getting older, and I've heard other people, what they've smelled and what they've seen, and that was when we would just hear like grunts. We'd never seen anything. I never did, me and my brothers, but it always seemed real scary out there. That being in the pine forest for Warehouser, like the big pine rows and stuff, that gets real spooky like at nighttime. So
And you're right. You're right. That part of Arkansas with all them pine trees and everything, when that forest goes dark, it's scary. But it's same thing with the pasture in Oklahoma where coyotes are howling, coons are always moving around, possums, skunks, stuff like that. And when it goes dead quiet like that, it's like, whoa, okay. And the scariest noise I ever heard on the plains of Oklahoma was a scream that was crazier than shit. And like you said, it was quiet, but it was a foggy ass night too when that happened. There was nothing moving. You couldn't hear a coyote, and you're talking a good spring day. We're not talking, wintertime where, but they hunt in the winter, they hunt in the summer, they do what they do. But dude, it was crazy because it was like you said, you could hear stuff, and then all of a sudden it went dead quiet. And that scream, you couldn't tell what the scream was. You didn't know what it was. Now, I do know that I live right next door. The 460 acres Papa had sat right next door to an Indian reservation. So we knew there was freaky shit at all times. So that's what got me into the Skinwalker and the legend of Sasquatch and things like that, was being raised with reservation kids around a reservation and things like that.
Yep.
So because they're so intertwined. every one of them.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, we got to remember this was their land before it was ours. Got anything about Sasquatch?
Yeah. There,
We're talking full. We're talking full cryptids tonight, Patrick. So, you got
Oh
any
yeah,
info
yeah,
on
yeah.
cryptids? Let's roll, bro.
yeah, I feel like they're gonna eventually find a dead Bigfoot here real soon. Something's about to be popping up. It's either that or like I said before, it's like an asset of the government, and they know that if it's with like they got trackers or something
Yes.
on them, and they
Thank
can
you.
tell
You
it's a
just said
guy
it.
that
And
they snatched up, and then I don't know. But that's just going out on a limb and just trying to be open and think like other people have, and that's. I mean, I could see that. I mean, but then again, I don't fucking know, man. And it also sounds
well,
crazy too.
you know, when you say about the government, of course, this is all allegedly bullshit. This is just stoners sitting around talking about stupid shit. This is not. This is all allegedly for those out there
Yeah,
listening in the interwebs and whatever, because this is all allegedly, supposedly, maybe, but I believe they use portals. There's too
yeah,
many, but we also got something else that most people don't realize is there's so many underground bases and they're interlinked. And I think we're interlinked into some of your country as well, Patrick. We're neighbors.
Yeah.
there,
We
yeah,
may, our presidents and our political leaders may not like each other, but I hate to tell you, a lot of us down here, our Canadian brothers call and say, we need help. We're coming
yep,
because you guys are going to do the same with us because we know better than the governments.
Yeah, like it's like the government one is fighting at one another because that's what they want to do. Well, they can't control us. Like I have family that's growing up in the States. My 23-year-old son lives in the States. My 34-year-old daughter lives in the States.
yeah,
I have other
Exactly.
family
And
that
that's
live in
what
the
I'm
States, and I
saying
live
because
inside the States.
I got family in Canada, dude, up in Winnipeg.
I've never been to Canada, but I want to. I want to go.
Oh, dude, Tony, British Columbia, dude. BC, you are true brother, and I kid you not. BC is where you want to go because you're looking for cuts, my brother. I know what you're
You
looking
know,
for.
back in the day, we used to have a buddy that had a connection that would row his fucking canoe up there, and and like wherever he was, there's some kind of, I guess there's a bit of water in between lands where BC or whatever connects up there, but there was some kind of connection where how they were smuggling shit in that way, and how he was getting stuff from BC up there. And I remember the BC sometimes it wouldn't even have a fucking name, but they'd just call it BC kind bud, and like if you knew, and it would always be
Yes, I remember getting BC Cod Bud out of BC, dude, and it was badass. And that's what we called it was BC Kind Bud.
So the channel that they used to go, they used to call it the BC Godbud channel for that reason.
Yep.
Is because that's where they would take
Wait a minute.
the
I got
cannabis
one
and
for
take it
you.
over to the States.
I got one for you. BC God Bud.
Yeah, that's what Pat just said. Yeah, that's what he was saying.
I did not catch Pat saying BC God Bud. I am so sorry because I was just saying we were talking about the kind bud and I was going, wait a minute. I used to get this shit called BC God Bud that oh my God. When Pops was alive and Pops had the little Cessna that we could use, we could go anywhere. And my Pops loved good cannabis, man. Pops loved good cannabis. And he loved going up there flying pipeline to, bring back a little because back before 9/11, They weren't getting custom stopped and shit like that. So it was all gravy, man. We could get stuff like that. Nowadays, it's like pulling hen's teeth to get any BC bud.
That's silly, man.
I hate to I hate to say this, and I'm gonna say this, and I love and we're up in the right area for Sasquatch and everything else. I'm sorry. I would have a woman with me to use her prison pocket to sneak shit back in.
Prison pop. Oh, that's fantastic. I have never heard that. That is just gonna stick with me now. That's fantastic. For prison pocket. That's great.
Hey, you see these Siege? Use your prison pocket. I ain't putting no clones up there, but damn it, I'll use seeds. Keep them safe till we get across this damn border.
Yeah, shit, the little vials that come in, those are almost depository size, so it ain't gonna be that big of a deal. You take shit bigger than that.
Dude, I'm telling you, you're gonna be using your prison pocket too, huh, brother?
Oh, damn.
Okay. Now, Sasquatch. Let's hear your story about Sasquatch. Now that I've gotten off on a tangent.
I honestly, I believe there is Sasquatch. I can't see how with all this, like, I know some of the footage that they do have is actual people, but there's some that you can't say is people. It is like undeniable, like this thing is around.
I've never seen one, like I said, but being around certain areas in Arkansas and Oklahoma where people have seen Sasquatch, okay, because he's in certain regions, dude, and I hate to tell you, man, I've heard crazy shit like Tony said, that damn scream that make everything go damn, everything get quiet, and then that damn scream hit, bro. I've never seen it personally, but there is so much documented evidence out there that is hard to tell. Is that a person? Is that what it's like? What is that? Skunk ape in Florida. Okay, it's like a
Hear young girls scream.
Yeah.
What is it?
Like,
Is it the North American ape? Is that what Sasquatch is? Or is Sasquatch, like Tony said, an alien hybrid? Or a cryptid? Or something that the government has control over?
and I still remember that.
I mean, who's to say that these creatures don't have their own way of getting rid of their dead? Maybe they are like us in a sense, how we bury our own, or maybe they've got some way that when dies they take it with them. And I don't know. I mean, that's just a thought. I don't know.
Well, brother, we got to stop and think, man. We've had family in Vietnam where these guys, they killed hundreds of people, but they go back and they might only find 2-3 bodies.
Yeah.
And they make the kill count look small or something like that. Maybe it's a ceremonial thing with their death.
Right. All possibilities, man. Especially if you go about all this with an open mind instead of just closing it off, say, nope, this can't happen because of that. And I mean, like, fuck. Anything's possible now. Some wild shit's been happening here lately, so that's how I'm looking at it.
Did you catch the videos I sent you about the ones in Appalachia on YouTube from your messages?
Yeah. Say that again?
Did you get to watch any of those? Did you watch any of those that I sent you from Appalachia?
Yeah, I've been stuck on the Appalachia stuff too. Yeah, let's. Can we get into
because like
You hear
Yeah.
But it's like you said, we've seen stuff on video camera there, and there's proof that that was
and you
sent from doorbell cameras and stuff.
Yeah, a lot of that stuff. Yeah, I mean, it can't be fake because I've seen like it being analyzed with AI, and it's saying it checks out. It looked like, I don't know, man, but then again, that can be manipulated. So that's why I'm staying open-minded with it, because I've seen some wild shit in the Appalachian Mountains, man. They've got some crazy stuff there, but it also makes me think about how it connects back to maybe the government in some type of CIA way or something, to where these creatures they built because the underground bunkers and all that shit that's up along the Appalachian Mountains. Like there's a bunch of bases that's hidden there by our government. So,
Yes.
dude, a lot of weird shit happens around them places, and it's been noted around those. So, allegedly,
One of the most allegedly secret friggin' military bases is sitting in the state of Arkansas that people do not realize is Fort Bliss.
Yep.
They hide shit at Fort Bliss. They hide it all over throughout the United States and Canada. Our Canadian brothers deal with UFOs as well as we do, encounters as well as we do. They're dealt with around the world. I've not even dug into any Middle Eastern cryptids or anything like that to kind of search that out. But I know they've seen UFOs over Iraq, Afghanistan, Iran, and it always seems to coincide with something big going on in world events.
Yeah.
It's like they pop up during the shit with Ukraine and Russia right now. They've had increased activity over there. They're having more increased activity in Iraq, Iran, Afghanistan, Syria, and all that region through there since this shit's kicked off with the war. Okay? And if it is, are those the ones controlling the masters? Or are they just making it sure we're not going to fucking nuclear destroy each other? That's the question.
That could be what it is. They're staying in to make sure we don't do the nuclear option, or maybe that's got to be what it is. Why they just pop up like that, or
it's like before they bombed Nagasaki and Hiroshima, they had some UFO activity around that time, but they were called Foo Fighters. Okay, they scrambled jets out of bases where the Enola Gay and them were stationed at because of Foo Fighters. And that was right before a nuclear drop. And it seems like activity increases when North Korea kicks a test off, or any of these other countries want to kick off one of these nuclear tests.
right? It does all seem to happen at the same time, and it's definitely
It does because like even before the 91 push into Iraq, there was UFO activity seen in the Middle East.
But if you ever noticed, like okay, so what you're saying, but you ever notice, like if you look within, like, I'm gonna just use this as an example, the last 20 years, if you look, like a big event in life, like I'm gonna use, okay, the Iraqi war, okay, that's going on now. While that's going on, you do research and look all over the place in headlines and stuff, and see what weird, not normal stuff like UFO sightings, or Bigfoot sightings, or skinwalker sightings, or like weird sounds and stuff.
Exactly.
And it's like when these big events happen, just like uh I don't know if you guys, but they're around like when Ozzy Osbourne passed away. I did some like research and stuff. In Egypt, they possibly think they found a skeleton of a man that possibly could have been pregnant.
Wow. Yeah,
Huh.
I've seen something like that. I did see something like that.
I ain't seen that one yet. I'm gonna have to check that one out.
Yeah, I didn't go dive deep on it. I know I
I
chuckled
want to
at
do. I want to dive down that rabbit hole and see if this bullshit now.
now that I remember, I might do the same thing now.
But I just like it, to me, it seems kind of weird with all these big events like that happen, and then you hear about the UFO sightings or a Sasquatch sighting or something, and it seems like it's around these big things that are really going on, and it makes you wonder, like,
It attracts them.
is it whatever these events are, is it attracting them, or is it happening to distract us from what's actually going on? If that makes sense.
Yeah,
No, because it does make sense. It's a psyop, and with AI and everything, they already said that a lot of conspiracy theory experts and everything are predicting a UFO attack on the United States that's going to be like a false flag done with AI.
And
Sure, I
two,
heard
like, and the thing too with UFOs and aliens, like, a lot of people they're jumped right off to the conclusion that they're here to hurt us.
Yeah, I don't
Now,
think
with
so. That would
my
be
experience,
did it.
with my experience, more than anything, I think they want to help us.
My experience, I believe certain ones are here to help, and then there's certain ones here that just want us dead.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah, and two, and see, like that, like with me, like I like I had the experience with the black matter silhouette aliens, but I've also been in touch with just like energy orb aliens that talk, and they want to learn. They want to learn whatever they can to, like, to see if they can help us. They feel like there's something going to happen in our with us that they need to help us.
With our dimension.
Yeah, there's definitely
Well,
those for sure.
I agree with that. I agree with that. I agree with that wholeheartedly. Is it to keep us from destroying ourselves into causing another disappearance of civilizations that were very more advanced than we are? I mean, you got to stop and think. There is evidence of Atlantis. There's evidence of other civilizations that are older than we are. That's older than what archaeologists believe. Where we started, it goes right back at big civilizations before the Younger Dryas civilizations and things like that. These knowledges, these temples that have been carved with something that looks like a laser.
Yeah.
Perfectly cut blocks in Egypt for the pyramids. Perfectly cut blocks.
Blows my mind.
In those period when it was supposed to be in copper tools, no man, they were more advanced than what we give them credit. We got to remember, the Greeks had such thing as the Archimedes mirror that would catch ships on fire with the sun by pointing it. Okay, they were using natural elements for some of this stuff. Where did that knowledge come from? Who gave it to them? Who helped them? Maybe our creators, maybe the ones that are the ones, like you said, want to help us, Patrick, shows love like a parent would. And then you got those that just hate us. I mean, it makes you, it opens your mind to so much more when you go to digging down these rabbit holes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So have you guys seen any of the videos by Mr. Mountain Beast where he's in the going through the canyons down in by the Grand Canyon area, and he's looking at all of the ruins up in the mountains and stuff, and like he's found these he's found proof of like a civilization that lived there, and it's like the way it's cut inside of that stone and stuff. How the fuck did there's no way. Like I don't understand how they did it, and it's such precision too on the way they did these things, and they're cutting through into stone up like big huge caverns, and it's not like it was like a big open cave or whatever that was there by nature. Is like they built this shit. This is it's clearly man-made all through the stone. It's like solid fucking stone they cut into. How did they do this shit?
You know, with that type of technology, a lot of people's water things could be fixed because we could place desalinization plants in certain places and pipeline water through, where like Arizona, some of the Southwest desert regions, some of the regions that are in heavy drought, that would help to pipeline water in. But like you said, if we had that technology, are they going to do it for the betterment and mankind, or are they going to use it for a weapon?
Probably a weapon. I'm wondering if that's what this, the laser that they use. What did they call that thing that they used on Iran? I can't. Whatever that laser is called, but they use it. That was part of the alien technology.
It starts with an M, yes. The shit that caught Hawaii on fire.
Yeah, and I'm wondering if it's that same type of technology is what was used to cut out through the stone with such precision. And like, dude, it's all coming together. Like all the shit's tying in.
Oh yeah, because what is it? They're doing that, and it's for truck mounted. They got ship mounted lasers now, where they're taking drones out with these ship mounted lasers and stuff like that. Well, you get something that can produce enough power to power that laser for an extended period of time. It's going to cut through rock like nothing.
Yep.
Or were they using water jets back then? Because you can cut shit with, look what you can do with the CNC water cutting table. Dude, you have no slag, nothing. It's perfect set welds.
Yeah. Man. I'll try to find the name of that laser that we got, that laser weapon.
Oh my God. It starts with an M, I believe. Maybe not. I just read about it today, actually. I seen something on it.
Shit, man. They had a name. This says Helios system, but there was another name. They called it something else. It was pretty damn cool, and I don't remember what it was. That's why it stood out in my mind there. Shit, I don't know. It was Iron something. No, that's what the Israel's got. They got Iron Dome. Isn't that what they call it?
They got the Iron Dome system. That is a lot of missiles. That's all that is. That ain't no laser system.
Yeah, I can't think what the hell there was another, but it was pretty damn cool. It was like that one too. I was like, but anyway, yeah, it's got to be something like you said, either the high pressure water jet type deal, or they either used a laser to be that fucking precise to where there's no, like, you can't even slide anything in between each stone, and like it's just perfect.
Yeah,
90 angle shit.
Well, there is a temple in Thailand that looks like it's been cut with the laser.
I know what you're talking
and
about.
I don't remember the name of it, but I will tell you, it looks like it has been cut with a laser. And I am just like, okay, guys, how in the hell did this happen?
Yeah, and it's that same type of technology was used all over the world in all these different locations. So it's like they all shared something back then. Like whoever built this shit, like they all used it because it
Right.
definitely wasn't one builder going from here or down into like Peru and all those other areas where they got all that type of stuff and what are the Machu Picchu or whatever, like all that stuff. Like there wasn't no
Oh,
one
you're
builder
right.
that just bounced around. So they had to have had that kind of technology back then, and then it was just lost. But I don't know, man.
How do you get stones that take thousands of miles to a place that they're not even at?
Yeah,
I mean,
it's all. It definitely makes you want to question everything on all that. I like.
you have to.
Yep.
Oh yeah, like look at the pyramids. Like
That's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
like that like
Perfect angles.
yeah, perfect angles, exact cut. Every brick is the same. Like nothing is like not out of dimension. Everything's the same dimension.
Yeah. Apparently,
Have you looked?
Go ahead.
Look at the underwater pyramids. There's some pretty cool underwater ones that you'll be able to look at. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
a couple of really interesting snow or ice pyramids.
Yes.
Deep underground up in Alaska.
Yep. Yep. Allegedly.
Well,
Yeah. Allegedly.
Allegedly.
and these ice pyramids are supposed to be in the Alaskan wall up there apparently.
Supposed to be some in Antarctica too, from what I hear, but that's all allegedly.
Yeah.
I think that I think they dotted the globe.
Yeah.
You would like what?
I think that all of our governments and everybody needs to come together and we need to explore fucking Antarctica or at least let it out or let a fucking drone or something fly over so everybody can see it. And if we gotta like to shut all these hoaxers up and all this other shit, like why not? Let's just fucking do it, man. What are we hiding? What is everyone hiding down in Antarctica?
Exactly. Why do you have to have a special permit to go there?
Yeah, and then you can't. Yeah, you can't.
I think with everything like that, like with Area 51, with like anything to do with the aliens or anything, I think all that should come out to the public because then
yes.
Because like as much as that they want to keep it as we have the right to know.
Yeah.
But for some reason the government just wants to keep it all hidden away as if like we're not going to find out on our own.
Right.
Like
what's you guys' government's stance on this type of stuff? Are y'all trying to release anything too, or are is your government like denying the shit that ours is saying, or what?
So basically, like a lot of things that like with the UFOs that were all like caught up here and on camera and everything, like you if you talk to like anybody government, you bring up UFOs, like they immediately look at you as if like and they automatically like try to switch the topic or like anything that is unexplainable and the government might be hiding, they don't like having brought up.
That's any government. They don't want to be questioned about what's
No.
going on, really. And you're right, Tony. I'll be honest with you, brother.
But see
More
again, for me, like
transparency. Just open it up. Open open up the Area 51. Show us what you're doing with all the money that's wasted out of everything. We know it don't cost no $10,000 for a damn hammer. Anybody
shit.
that's got half a brain knows a hammer ain't $10,000 or a $5,000 straw.
That's wild. They can spend money real good.
Boy, they can, but boy, they don't want us to know where it's going. So open them doors, boys. Let us know what's going on because everybody wants to know. Not only non-stoners, but stoners as well. Hate to tell you.
Like you asked me, I think both governments, the Canadian and the American, and probably like the Ukraine and a few other places, I think they have things like
I believe you're right, Patrick, that certain world governments do keep it more controlled. Like you said, I believe they control the narrative. We know this. Why do you think news, cable news has dropped in numbers? Why do you think people are going to alternative news sources than the government supported news sources? CBS, NBC, Fox News, CNN, all of them. We don't want to hear that shit. We don't want to hear their lies. We know they're lying.
just tell us the truth already. Us as human beings deserve the truth. Well, what you
Yes.
think the truth is going to hurt us?
I think we would take it a lot easier. It wouldn't be that big of a deal. I think they are blowing out of proportion. I would rather know. I don't think everybody's gonna fucking freak out if they say, "Hey, there is extraterrestrials and we know about them." But everything's
You know
cool,
what?
bro.
There's going to be a lot of motherfuckers out there going, we fucking knew there was UFOs, you lying sacks of shit. That's what it is, man, because if they do open it up, like you said, where it's not going to hurt them, everybody's going to say, well, we damn well knew it. We've known it for years. Man, you guys been trying to play this hide and go seek bullshit for years. It's like we talked about zero energy. And that's their fear. Because if it gets found out, it's zero energy, and then the masses will revolt because the money that we have paid into for electricity when it should have been a free product.
Exactly. Yeah,
Or at least a 10-year break before you could charge for your energy once found out. 10-year no electric bill, man, that helps a lot of Americans and a lot of Canadians and a lot of people around the world. And look at like we've said, look at the underprivileged countries. This would help. But no, they don't want them to have that because they fear their people and the control of their governments. And that's what it is.
Well, maybe that's why Elon is saying that we're not going to need money or anything else here in the next 5 years. Don't worry about
No,
saving.
dude, because pretty soon me and you'll be using Juan Deeres to grow our cannabis, bro. Juan Deere robots. Juan Deere robots to grow our cannabis, bro.
Yeah.
We ain't gonna have to touch plant. We'll be using Juan Deere's. We'll be setting back cloning, doing all the easy shit. Let the robot do all the water and feeding and everything else. You're Juan Deere.
Right now. I mean, it's pretty much there. The only mechanical part they need from us is to adding the nutrients and the water back into the system. It does every fucking thing else. Everything's automated these days.
Well, yeah, even it's gotten to where the automation will shoot your nutrients in if you got them preloaded. All you gotta do is preload the nutrients.
Yeah, them fucking things are expensive, but yes, that's.
They are, aren't they?
I'd love to have that system one day, but I'm not even anywhere. I still want to be hands-on for now. But maybe when I
Dude,
get older and much.
I don't care. I think I'm going to be living soil till the day I'm in a wheelchair, and then I'm going to have some little dude that just mixes my soil, some Padawan learner that just wants to, that's so hyped up on my weed that here you're building soil, you're doing this, and that's what you're going to do.
Yeah.
And then I'm teaching a new generation a skill because they're out there. There's guys that hungry that want to learn about this plant, that have a love for it, a true love for it, that knows that it heals. Especially a kid that smoked it going through high school, that's calmed that ADHD brain down and everything else.
Yeah.
And it beats a pocket full of Ritalin that don't make you all crazy.
Exactly.
I'm sorry, man. I truly feel there's Padawan learners that's going to want people like me and you, when we're so broken we can't do it, to learn how to make soil, to bring into health.
Yeah, I don't think that aspect will ever go away from it. But then you're going to get the hoity-toity, high-to-do rich folks that are going to try to tell you how you should do it. And just like how a lot of people will shame me for if I want to go back to using my fucking my HPS light, my big old hood. And I love the way cannabis come out with that.
Can I tell you something, bro? If my temperatures could stay correct and I could keep it that way, I'd flower with HPS all damn day long.
Yep. And then you get some fucking 21, 22-year-old that don't know what the fuck he's talking about just because he's read everything on the internet and watched all these rich fuckers on these YouTube channels. Oh, you gotta have LED this, LED that. No, you don't, man. You can grow some fucking fire with an HPS
or
system.
you don't properly know how to run your LEDs.
Yes.
I've been told that one on an HPS discussion as well.
It's definitely a learning curve with going from HPS to the LED system. Because you can.
Oh,
you
it
can
was
way too much light, and it's I get.
It was for me. It was for me. It took me a year to figure out LEDs and how to set them up and run them right and everything else. And I just had to keep on going until I figured out. You keep that thing about 20 inches above that canopy, dude, and it can 20 to 25 inches above that canopy, man. It can take some, and you're not frying your plants.
Yeah,
I don't.
My 1,000 waters over here, and I never cranked them up to full blast. Like I want to, but then again, it's like I've seen to where it declines. Like I see the stress. So I get up to
I'm with you. I don't run by 500 and by 480 at 100% either, because I've seen what they do at that, and they will fry a plant even at 25 to 30 inches. Now, that old HPS with that old fan, you set that sucker at the top, dude, turn that baby on.
I crank it up to 1150 setting on my
yes,
controller there, man. I get every last bit out of it in there. But I knew how to grow with that right off the rip too. So
right.
It was the learning curve to the LED wasn't that bad, but then I understood. That they could produce a lot more par on the plant itself. So you got to be careful with blasting too much. And I did play with it to see what it can and can't take. So it was I was fine tuning here and there, and then I
took that 20 years off and had to learn how new LEDs work, man, and it's sure different from running CFMs for veg and HPS for flower, dude. It was different. It was a whole different ball game for me, bro.
Yeah. I was going through the garage the other day, and I have a bunch of my older fixtures that I would use the spiral little fluorescent lights, the CFLs and stuff. I had a bunch of those for my veg and cloning station stuff. Yeah, my garage out there is like an old time relic with some stuff, but
I get that.
I had some. I grew some beautiful little plants. They always looked healthy under it, but I mean, back then it took a little bit more knowledge and trying to understand things. But now these days, it definitely changed a lot from, I'd say, let's see, 2012 to the 21 area. Like there's a big change in growing, like from then
Well,
to now. So
I'm going to say this. Salute to Samsung LM 301 Evos. Goodbye. Because that's one of the best budding lights I have seen.
yeah,
The cannabis under Evo bulbs with Samsung was pretty damn killer. And I'm going to miss those diodes.
yeah, they're shit. I can't think of the new name, whatever they're calling the one that's on top now. It's in my new lamps over here.
Bridge Lux, or are they using Bridge Lux, or Philips is supposed to have a badass horticulture bulb as well, diode, from what I've been reading, and I hear that it's either going to be Bridge Lux, or I know Mars uses a lot of Bridge Lux, and I think a lot of companies are going with the Bridge Luxes.
Yeah, there's this a local light builder that's here in Missouri. It's Mo Harrister Lightings, and he puts together all of the brand new, like, up to date shit, and he uses the new technology that you were just talking about there that shits on the, supposedly is what they say, shits on the Samsung 301, and he's got pretty good price range too on his.
Here I have Foos Lighting in Nevada. Yeah. They're a local lighting company here, and they do sell all over. And I wish I could afford a set of Foos lights, but you're talking $1,200 a piece for, and that's a basic beginner setup with them. But it is what it is. And Kind, I hear Kind lights are another one that's really good.
Yeah. Yeah, they've been around for forever. So, I mean, the ones, especially the names that stuck around forever, and people, they don't really think about it because it's not a huge name like Spider Farmer or Mars or, like shit like that. They won't
I hate to. I'm not gonna knock on Spider Farmer or Mars. I've heard a lot of complaints from both sides. I've heard a lot of good from both sides. They are a mass manufactured light. Just like Viper Spectra, some of the other lights, they're mass produced. They're not, even Kinds are mass produced. I hear a lot of good things out of HLGs, but there you go. You're talking HLGs are running dedicated flower lamp, dedicated veg lamp, which I do, which I could get by with that with HLGs, but still you're talking $1,600, $1,700, $1,800 lights.
I've got
for somebody that can't afford that. For a good, hey, that's why I don't knock Spider Farmer or Mars, because sometimes it's the luck of the draw in the manufacturing, and that's what it is. And I hate to say that sometimes there's complaints with customer service, and that happens with every large corporation. And but it doesn't mean.
I did have an issue with my meter from Spider Farmer. I just did a few emails and stuff, and they shipped me a new one, no questions asked, no bullshit. I mean, they were pretty good with getting back to me, but I've also spent a lot of fucking money through them too. So
my next meter is going AC Infinity, I believe. I think I'm getting out of a Para and going to the AC Infinity, because I've been an Para fan for 5 years, and usually, I don't really worry about pH if I'm in 7 gallons or above with my water, or my, or my teas or anything like that, because usually I can keep my microbes really good in check and everything else to buffer that out. When I get lower than 7 gallon, then I'm more really picky about my pH, because you get me 5 gallon and lower, I'll start having swings in that sucker. And it's like, no, 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 you know what you're supposed to be doing. But 7 gallon, it seems like the microbes will buffer that pH, especially with RO water, because
Yeah.
I'm using straight RO water. I don't use anything else. And I cut it with the 20% of, I either cut it with 20% tap, bubble tap water, or dechlorinated tap, or I add extra stuff, micronutrients to my soil to cover the buffering of the calcium and magnesium.
Right,
So,
right. What about you, Pat? Do you grow? You got anything growing up there?
No, because I for some reason when it comes, I can grow other things, but when it comes to mirror, I can't.
Oh, you can.
Like
oh
the
man,
last
you can't.
well, okay, so I so the last so I got a free clone from my dispensary, and we just picked it there the other day, and we got just a little under 5 ounces off of it,
Wow,
and that was just sitting
that's
outside
nice.
and
That's
just
nice.
using, because like my brother's growing many, but like he used nutrients and stuff in the soil and everything, and but
Yeah.
Hey,
me,
5 ounces not going to the tax man and everything else is a good thing.
Yeah,
yeah,
Or
exactly.
the dispensary owner. I hate to say that, because it is the dispensary owners. I mean, yeah, I don't know, man. You don't. I'm looking at pound a piece on mine this time, bro. To be honest, those big sour diesel superfood cherries
oh yeah,
and the orange gasm from Weed Vet, I'm gonna pull a pound a piece off of each plant, I believe, because they are just, and they got 5 more weeks to go, and they're just continuing stacking and packing. So I know I'm gonna have some pretty good sized plants. I only got 3 going. I got a veg tent I got to get ready to get over once I get back home. It's like you, I always got shit I got to get doing.
Yeah, that's what I got to get doing here after this. I got to do some more up pot and get shit going. Yeah, I got stuff rocking and rolling to hopefully flip by the first or the second week of August. So.
I hope Mrs. Groman's doing well and healing well, brother.
Oh yeah, she's
And,
posted up and she's doing good today.
and I hope you're feeling well today as well, Patrick. You too, my brother.
yeah. Oh, I'm feeling good today. I had a
That's
really good
good,
day.
brother. That's good. That's really good.
Well, I see we went over a little bit, but no biggie, and it was good having you on, Pat.
Yeah,
And
it
I
was
mean,
great. It was. Thank you for having me back, and thank you for sponsoring the show and everything. And it's been
sir.
a pleasure again.
Awesome deal, bro. Awesome deal, bro. That was a good one. You even shocked me on that one.
Yeah, I was
But
trying
we
to
had
keep.
talked about it, but it shocked me.
He jumped the gun when he because I was telling him about it, and then he went ahead and announced it. But it's all good. It's cool. But yeah. Anyway, and yeah, thanks everybody for tuning in tonight, and thanks for hanging out. And we'll see you guys
Thank
next week.
you.
If y'all want to come
Remember,
back on anytime.
remember, audience, Duck 15 at Island Herbs saves 15% on all your cure lids, storage jars, the whole 9 yards. Get with Gorilla Groman for some apparel. Tim has apparel over at Island Herbs. Can't get you a discount on apparel. Get your cannabis from the Gorilla Groman right here himself, please. Man's trustworthy, honest dude. My only source in online for my cannabis. I don't go through anybody else, guys.
All right.
Seriously.
Peace, guys. Thank
I'm
y'all.
out. Love.
Later.
I'm out.
Thank you guys for tuning in tonight. See you next week.